Hello. In this video, I will talk about the study Vestiges of Digital Citizenship in Students of a Mexican University, developed by Ph.D. Carlos Arturo Torres-Gastelú at the Universidad Veracruzana. The main objective of this study is to analyze how university students construct their identity and practice as digital citizens. This involves examining not only their instrumental use of digital technologies, but also how they recognize and exercise rights, responsibilities, and forms of participation within digital environments. The focus is placed on understanding their relationship with public issues and their capacity to engage critically in social life mediated by digital platforms. A qualitative methodological approach was used. The research was conducted with students from the Faculty of Administration, representing different academic programs. Data was gathered through discussion groups and semi-structured interviews. This approach allowed access to personal experiences, perceptions, values, and meanings associated with their actions in digital spaces. The goal was to understand the sense students attribute to their digital participation. The analysis followed several stages. First, the sessions were recorded and transcribed. Then a coding process was carried out to identify categories and recurring patterns. Subsequently, a portion of the information was systematized into a database, which allowed the identification of descriptive tendencies expressed as percentages. These tendencies, which complement the qualitative interpretation, will be presented in the following slides. Initially, it is observed that most students state that they are aware of their rights and obligations as digital users. Furthermore, all of them indicate that they exercise these rights in a positive manner. However, this recognition is largely based on subjective self-evaluation. In other words, they identify themselves as responsible digital citizens, although it is not yet clear to what extent this is reflected in consistent or structured actions. Here, different levels of participation can be noted. The expression of opinions on social media platforms is common. However, participation in collective initiatives, civic engagement activities, or proposal development is considerably lower. This demonstrates a type of digital citizenship oriented more toward observation and informal expression, rather than structured intervention or public deliberation. The data indicate that interaction with public or private institutions through digital means is minimal. Most students have not submitted formal requests, complaints, or petitions online. Nonetheless, there is a greater inclination toward symbolic or low-commitment forms of participation, such as supporting digital petitions. This reflects a preference for participation that requires less exposure and responsibility. Overall, digital participation among the students is limited and predominantly cautious. They tend to engage in personal or closed network environments while avoiding broader public or institutional contexts. This pattern is associated with factors such as perceived insecurity, distrust in institutions, and a stronger focus on individual rather than collective interests. In conclusion, the findings indicate that university students do recognize themselves as digital citizens. However, their engagement is primarily situated at the expressive level. That is, they participate by observing, reacting, and sharing content within personal or familiar networks. When participation involves structured civic involvement, public deliberation, or interaction with formal institutions, the level of engagement decreases notably. This suggests that digital citizenship, in this context, is still in a formative stage, characterized more by presence in digital spaces than by active civic agency. These results highlight the need for educational environments, particularly higher education, to strengthen ethical, civic, and participatory dimensions of digital citizenship, rather than focusing solely on technological proficiency. Encouraging students to critically analyze digital information, engage in collective problem-solving, and participate responsibly in public digital spheres is essential for developing more robust forms of digital citizenship. In sum, fostering informed, critical, and socially committed digital participation represents both a challenge and a significant opportunity for the university community. This research was developed by Dr. Carlos Arturo Torres-Gastelú in collaboration with
Joel Angulo-Armenta, Agustín Lagunes-Domínguez, and José Luis Soto-Ortiz. We appreciate your attention and interest in this study, which aims to contribute to the development of digital literacy among young people. If you would like to learn more about Ph.D. Torres-Gastelu's research, you can visit his official website or academic profiles.